If you have farm livestock like we do, then there's certain things you have to do to take care of those animals on a daily basis, like fresh water to the chickens twice a day, or feed to the pigs twice a day, or once to the cattle. Those are things you can count on every single day. Then there's the other jobs that only roll around every once in a while, like putting a round bale out for the cows, or water for the cattle, or filling the water tank once a week for the pigs. Those are things that, usually have to happen here or there, but they don't usually all line up at the same time. Well, for us, in this case, they do. So follow along today while I take you around and show you everything we do to provide for our animals here on the farm. This 100-gallon water tank works really well for us to take water anywhere on the farm we want it throughout the winter months. In the summertime, we use a garden hose system stretched all the way out throughout the property that gets water to wherever we need it. I think 70 gallons ought to be enough. All right, let's go fill up the cow's water. Before I go curling it out, I gotta hook up my chain here that keeps this from falling off the end of the forks. All right, you ready for this? It happens fast. That's all there is to it. "46 seconds later, we have a full stock tank. Just like that. All right, on to the next task. I gotta feed a round bale out, one of those 7 there. So I figured now's a good time to get these bales out of the way from the 4 to their back there. So I gotta get all this stuff out of my way first. You know, I had me a pretty novel idea while I was moving these pallets from one side of the barn to the other. Why don't I just get rid of them? Time for some grain. I think they'll get probably just about a full bucket today. There you go, Bonnie and Clyde. All right, while they're busy with their grain, we're gonna go put that hay bale in their feeder. I think that's all of them. I do gotta say one thing, even though this is some really late first cutting hay, it's really some nice stuff once you get down inside it. Nice and soft. The cows definitely enjoy this. There's some more feed for a few weeks. Well, cattle are done. Don't want to forget to plug that back in. And I might as well get rid of the string. Our farm feels so empty to me with only 2 cows. I can't wait till we end up with more, but great things take patience. Now it's the pig's turn. Logan and I ground feed for the pigs a couple weeks back, so they're setting pretty good on grain. I was noticing with the cattle when I was pulling theirs out, they're gonna need some here in the next couple weeks, probably ground up. So I guess I better put that on the to-do list. Here you go, piggies. Good till morning. How's their water looking? Last time I looked, it was about half. Yeah, don't look like it's changed much. Probably have to do it later on this weekend. Well, we'll draw off one more bucket for the morning, so that's ready to go for us. And there we are. All right, pigs. We'll see you in the morning. Alright, ladies, it's time to refill your feed trough. And now we can turn our attention to inside the laying house. Hi ladies, glad to see you're hard at work. Now let's see what kind of egg supply we have for midday already. Yeah, I got a broken one in there. How about you? You gonna let me have them? Thank you. Well, that's a fair amount of eggs. Time to clean out these hen boxes and put some fresh bedding in for them. I like to use pine shavings over anything else. I feel straw doesn't absorb as well as the pine shavings do. And not only that, I gotta buy something anyways. These are readily available from my farm and feed store. So I just get a bag or two every time I go, or as needed. Now I'll just put this behind the door so it's handy. When the hen boxes get dirty, I can just top them off. Nice clean boxes. When the weather gets better, I think I'm going to add some more laying boxes. I don't think 11 is enough. Hopefully it'll alleviate some from being laid on the ground. They're going to lay them wherever they like. They usually have a preference. So sometimes these boxes, there'll be one or two that'll be empty, won't have anything in it, and then there'll be other boxes that'll have 10 eggs in it. So I don't know, there's no rhyme or reason to what their preference is. I like these rectangular boxes better than the round ones. They're just a little bit easier to keep clean. They seem to prefer those ones more. There's usually more eggs in the top ones than there is the bottom ones. So once I get enough kitty litter buckets compiled, then I'm going to build at least one more row. So we'll have 3 levels of hen boxes. I'm trying to talk here, and you apparently don't care. How rude. Anyways, that's the plan. One of these days when it gets nice out, we're going to make some more boxes. Well, that was one of the busier farm days we've had in quite some time. But it's one thing I like about farming. There's certain days that there's not a lot going on and you can just kind of putter around and find things to do. And then there's other days where there's so much to do that there's not enough time in the day to get it done. But it is what it is. I wouldn't trade this life for anything. Back when I was working my 7 to 3:30 job for the county and the Bobcat dealer turning wrenches, looking at the same 4 walls all the time, no, I don't miss it one bit. I enjoy being outside, being the caretaker for these animals, providing them the best life that I can, and in return, they provide us with a good quality product that we can sell to our customers, and the cycle just keeps going. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for this life that I'm able to live. So hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.